The narrative about, making Kate cry, I think, was the beginning of a real character assassination.
Most people do not relate to the kind of lifestyle that Kate Middleton and upbringing that she's had.
Catherine Middleton, who is referred to as a commoner in this story.
To the princess story because she made herself.
And it's uncommon to see British royalty holding someone else's hand.
If you think you know everything about Catherine, the Princess of Wales, you're missing the one event that redefined her entire life. It started like any other royal engagement, but in a split second, she did something so shocking it broke the internet and left people speechless. It was the kind of moment that proves even the most controlled person has a limit. Looking back, it makes you wonder, what really happened? Join us as we get into all the details. The Royal Rebel. When the future queen finally broke the rules, Princess Kate Middleton is set to become the next Queen of England, and for years, we've watched her play the part perfectly. She's the doting wife, the dedicated mother, and the princess who never misses a beat while dutifully supporting the crown. But behind that flawless, polished exterior, the pressure has been quietly building, and even the most composed royal has a limit. While the world saw a woman of pure grace, one unexpected moment recently turned heads and shattered that image in an instant. At an event that started like any other, Kate did something so shocking it left the world speechless. Was this a calculated act of rebellion? Or was it the moment a woman who has given everything finally decided to act out in the only way she had left? Stick around, because we are getting into every single juicy detail of the breaking point that changed everything. Now, everyone knows Kate is the gold standard for proper. She is the definition of grace and elegance. But even the most perfect princess has a limit. At the coronation of King Charles III, the world expected tradition. They expected heavy jewelry and ancient tiaras. But Kate had other plans. Instead of a tiara, she showed up in a sparkling headpiece by Jess Collette and Alexander McQueen. This wasn't just a fashion choice, it was a statement. For the first time in 70 years, a royal skipped the crown at a coronation. By choosing ivory silk and a modern headpiece over 1,000-year-old traditions, Kate proved she isn't just following the old rules, she's rewriting them to fit her own style. But the rebellion didn't stop at the coronation. In September 2023, Kate did the unthinkable. She stepped out with a messy bun. It sounds small, right? But in the world of royal protocol, where every hair must be glued in place, those loose bangs framing her face sent shockwaves through the palace. While it looked modern and fresh, it immediately sparked a massive debate over double standards, with critics asking why Kate was praised for a look that Meghan Markle was once slammed for. And if the hair wasn't enough, Kate turned up the heat at Easter 2023. She ditched the nude and neutral nails required by royal custom and rocked bright red nail polish. It was bold, it was trendy, and it was a clear signal that the future queen is no longer afraid to embrace the now, even if it makes the traditionalists talk. But if you think her fashion was shocking, wait until you hear about her behavior behind the scenes. Usually, royals are like statues. No touching, no flirting, and definitely no affection in public. But at the 2023 British Academy of Film and Television Arts, the cameras caught something nobody expected. As she and Prince William walked the red carpet, Kate reached out and gave him a playful tap on the behind. The video went viral in seconds. It was human, it was funny, and it showed a side of her marriage we never see, a woman who is comfortable enough in her own skin to break the stiff upper lip rule. However, the most groundbreaking moment came from a place of deep vulnerability. After months of silence and wild rumors, Kate released a video in March 2024. She didn't go through official palace channels. and she didn't sign off with her Royal Highness title. She spoke directly to the camera as Catherine and told the world she was fighting cancer. By speaking her own words and dropping the royal mask, she didn't just break protocol, she shattered it to connect with the public on a human level that no royal ever had before. Even when she's in the rain, Kate is finding ways to push the boundaries. On a recent trip to Wales, she did something the BBC says is technically off-limits. She started hugging everyone. Usually you don't touch a royal unless they offer a handshake first. But Kate? She was seen leaning into a gaggle of young fans, letting one little girl cling to her wool coat in a warm embrace. It was a move straight out of the Princess Diana playbook. By choosing a hug over a cold handshake, Kate is proving that she isn't just a figurehead in a palace. She's a woman who knows when to let the rules slide to show some real heart. So, is she a rebel or just a modern leader? One thing is for sure. The Princess of Wales is finally doing things her way, and the world can't look away. But she isn't walking this path alone. Right by her side through every broken protocol and every viral moment is Prince William, the man who has had a front-row seat to her transformation. While they often appear as the monarchy's most solid, united front, the pressure of the crown doesn't just affect Kate, it tests the very foundation of their marriage. Because while the public sees a perfect couple, what happens when the cameras stop rolling is far more explosive than a red carpet tap. Beyond tea and scones, the blowout fights of William and Kate. Since Prince William and Catherine first locked eyes in St. Andrews in 2001, the world has been obsessed. On the surface, it's the ultimate fairy tale, but if you dig just a little bit deeper, you'll find that this royal romance has been anything but smooth sailing. While most fans see them as the perfect couple, their journey from college sweethearts to the future king and queen has been rocked by scandals that would make even a Hollywood scriptwriter blush. From dramatic breakups to whispers of betrayal that nearly tore the palace apart, William and Kate have lived through a series of make-or-break moments that the public was never supposed to see. It all started with a simple friendship and moving in together in 2002. But the honeymoon phase didn't last long. By 2003, they had already split for the first time, and by 2007, things got even messier. Imagine being dumped over a 30-minute phone call right after your New Year's plans were canceled. That is exactly what happened to Kate. While she was left picking up the pieces, William was reportedly seen out on the town, partying with other women, and even pursuing high-profile heiresses like Isabella Calthorpe. It seemed like the fairy tale was over before it even really began. But just months later, they were back together for good, heading toward that iconic 2011 wedding that millions watched with bated breath. But here is where things get truly scandalous. Even after the rings were exchanged and the 3 children arrived, the shadows of controversy never left them. Have you noticed William never wears a wedding ring? While Kate is always seen with that stunning sapphire, William's bare finger has driven royal fans absolutely crazy. The official line is that it's just tradition for royal men to skip the band. But in a world where every move is scrutinized, it's a choice that keeps the rumor mill spinning at full speed. And those rumors hit a boiling point in 2019 when the name Rose Hanbury started trending for all the wrong reasons. The fallout between Kate and her former friend Rose was so intense that legal action was nearly taken, and writers began claiming there was an alleged affair that had been going on behind closed doors for years. Although Hanbury's team eventually broke their silence to call the rumors completely false, the damage was done. The image of the perfect marriage was cracked, and people started wondering what was really happening behind the palace walls. And if you think their private life is all tea and scones, think again. Insiders have revealed that William and Kate aren't just calm, collected royals. They allegedly have blowout fights where things actually get thrown. It's been described as something out of a Jane Austen novel. Intense, high stress, and fueled by the fact that palace staff constantly surrounds them with zero privacy. That pressure boiled over in 2012 when a French magazine leaked intimate, topless photos of Kate from their private holiday. William was reportedly in a clenched-jawed fury, forced to keep a smile on his face for a public tour while his wife's privacy was being sold to the highest bidder. They fought back and won a massive payout in court, but the scars of that intrusion stayed with them. Just when things seemed to settle, William went on a boys' trip to Switzerland in 2017, skipping a major royal event only to be pictured at a ski lodge with an Australian model. It was another moment that left the world gasping and wondering, how much can one woman take? From the trial separations of their youth to the global scandals of their marriage, William and Kate have proved that being royal isn't just about the crown, it's about surviving the storm. So, was all of this just the growing pains of a future king? Or are we looking at a couple that has survived the unthinkable just to keep the monarchy alive? The deeper you look, the more you realize that the real story is much more complicated than the one we see on the news. But while Kate was busy fighting to keep her marriage and the monarchy afloat, an even darker battle was brewing in the headlines. A relentless global attack that turned her royal fairy tale into a living nightmare. The war on Catherine. Becoming the Princess of Wales sounds like a dream, but for Kate Middleton, the reality was a brutal awakening that changed her life forever. When she said "I do" to Prince William, she wasn't just marrying the man she loved. She was signing away every ounce of her privacy and stepping into a world where her every move would be picked apart by the entire planet. Kate probably thought she was ready after their long roller coaster courtship, but nothing could have prepared her for the toxicity that was coming her way. By the time 2024 rolled around, her disappearance from the public eye didn't just cause concern. It exploded into some of the most bizarre, wild, and frankly terrifying conspiracy theories we've ever seen. While many people were worried, the media frenzy reached such a fever pitch that even celebrities started jumping in to take their shots. But here is the thing. While some A-listers eventually apologized once they realized Kate was actually fighting a secret battle with cancer, others refused to back down. Take Megyn Kelly, for example. Instead of showing a little grace, the controversial host doubled down on her show, basically telling Kate that she could have remained a commoner if she wanted privacy. Kelly's logic was harsh. She argued that once you join that wacky family, your life is no longer your own, for better or for worse. She even claimed the whole drama could have been avoided if Kate had just been more forthcoming, ignoring the fact that a medical crisis is deeply personal, royal or not. But if you think Megyn Kelly was tough, wait until you hear about Morrissey. The former frontman of the Smiths has never hidden his hatred for the monarchy, but he took things to a dark, personal level by blaming Kate for a tragedy she couldn't even control. Back in 2012, when Kate was hospitalized with severe morning sickness, a couple of Australian radio DJs pulled a prank call that led to the tragic death of a nurse named Jacinta Saldana. Instead of seeing Kate as a victim of a cruel joke, Morrissey raged that she felt no shame and accused the entire royal family of a staggering arrogance that drove a working woman to the edge. It was a vicious attack, and he didn't stop there. He went on to mock her illness as vague and exaggerated, while wearing shirts that literally said, "We hate William and Kate." This is the kind of pressure Kate has had to endure, being a scapegoat for things that have absolutely nothing to do with her. And the criticism didn't just come from angry rock stars. It came from the fashion and media elites who claimed to admire her. Even the legendary Katie Couric, who praised Kate's poise, couldn't resist throwing a mean girl jab about her weight, telling the world that the princess needs to eat more. It was a low blow, especially since rumors of eating disorders were already swirling, proving that even her body was considered public property for anyone to comment on. The mean girl energy didn't stop there, because then you have Kelly Osbourne, who went on late-night TV to slam Kate for being too thrifty. While the world was praising Kate for recycling her outfits, Kelly basically said that if she were the future queen, she'd never wear the same dress twice, She figured that if you're giving up your whole life for the crown, the least you can get is a new outfit every single day. But on the flip side, you had fashion icon Vivienne Westwood breathing down Kate's neck for the exact opposite reason. Westwood wanted her to repeat outfits even more to save the planet, but then turned around and attacked Kate's makeup, saying her eyeliner made her look hard and older. It's a literal no-win situation. If she buys new clothes, she's pampered. If she wears old ones, she's boring. And if she does her own makeup, she's criticized for her technique. It shows you the impossible standard she has to live up to every morning when she looks in the mirror. And then, of course, we have the most famous feud of all, the tension with Meghan Markle. According to the explosive book Endgame, Meghan actually wanted to bond with Kate over their shared struggles as outsiders in the palace, but Kate reportedly kept her at arm's length from the very start. Insiders say Kate spent more time talking about Meghan than to her, and the feeling was definitely mutual. Meghan apparently realized early on that no matter how much the public loved her, she would never be on Kate's level because of the strict royal hierarchy. And who could forget the bridesmaid dress incident? For years, the story was that Meghan made Kate cry. But in that bombshell Oprah interview, Meghan flipped the script, claiming it was actually Kate who made her cry. When Meghan brought it up again years later, Kate was reportedly mortified because she thought the issue was settled. It's a constant battle of he said, she said that leaves Kate trapped in a position where she can't even defend herself. But the drama doesn't end with her sister-in-law. Even within the inner circle, things are tense. Rumors have long swirled that Kate keeps Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie at a distance. Imagine getting all dressed up for a royal tea party only to be completely ignored by the crowds because everyone is focused on the golden couple, William and Kate. Photos have captured the sisters walking behind Kate with pinched, awkward expressions, and it's clear that the hierarchy creates a massive ego clash behind the scenes. And if that isn't enough family drama, there's the complicated relationship with Queen Camilla. Word on the street is that Camilla was initially jealous of Kate, seeing her as a commoner who was overshadowing her popularity. There are even claims that Camilla tried to convince William to break up with Kate back in 2007 because she didn't think Kate's background was suitable for the family. From being bullied by the media to being sabotaged by her own in-laws, Kate Middleton's life has been a constant fight for survival. She has faced cancer, public mockery, and palace betrayals, all while trying to maintain that perfect, poised image the world demands. It makes you realize that while she might be wearing the crown one day, the price she paid for it was higher than anyone could have ever imagined. So, the next time you see her smiling at a royal engagement, remember, you're looking at a woman who has survived a literal war zone of public and private scrutiny, and she's still standing. Stick around, because we're only just scratching the surface of what it really takes to be the Princess of Wales. Beyond the jewels, the mental toll of being the world's most judged woman. To truly understand the weight of Kate's journey, you have to look at the sheer volume of criticism she absorbs daily. It isn't just about one bad headline, it is a relentless, 24-hour cycle of judgment that has followed her for over 2 decades. Think about the mental toll a person takes. When she first started dating William, she was nicknamed Weighty Katie, a jab at how long it took for a proposal to happen. Even then, the media was trying to define her by her relationship to a man. But once she secured the ring, the goalposts moved. Suddenly, she wasn't just a girlfriend waiting for a ring, she was a target for every person with an opinion on how a lady should behave. The transition from commoner to royal is often romanticized, but Kate's experience shows the darker side of that transition. She had to learn how to walk, talk, and dress under a microscope, knowing that any slip-up would be immortalized in print forever. The 2024 health crisis was perhaps the most defining moment of this struggle. When she stepped away to focus on her recovery, the world didn't give her space. They gave her a mystery to solve, People were photoshopping her images, questioning her marriage, and making jokes at her expense on social media. It was a digital witch hunt that forced her to come out and share a diagnosis she clearly wanted to keep private. The fact that celebrities felt comfortable mocking her until they heard the word cancer speaks volumes about how dehumanized she has become in the public eye. People see the title and the jewels, but they forget there is a human being underneath who bleeds and hurts just like everyone else. Megyn Kelly's comments perfectly encapsulate this lack of empathy. The idea that because Kate is a public figure, she has no right to a private life. It's a terrifying precedent that suggests the more famous you are, the less human you're allowed to be. The relationship with her royal peers only adds more layers to the story. We often think of the royals as one big, happy family. But Kate's life is proof that the palace is more like a corporate office where everyone is competing for the CEO's favor. Whether it's the coldness with Meghan or the subtle shade from Beatrice and Eugenie, Kate is navigating a minefield of jealousy and tradition. Even Camilla's alleged interference in her early relationship with William shows that the old guard was never going to make it easy for her. Kate had to earn her place through sheer resilience and silence. She didn't write a tell-all book, and she didn't go on a press tour to defend herself. She simply showed up, did the work, and stayed quiet. But that silence has come at a cost, often leaving her defenseless while others control the narrative. As we look at the legacy Kate is building, it's clear she is a survivor. She has outlasted the critics, the rock stars, and the mean girls of the media world. She has taken the outdated protocols of the monarchy and subtly modernized them, using her platform to speak on mental health and early childhood development, topics that were once taboo in royal circles. But despite all her success, the controversy remains a constant shadow. Whether it's the way she dresses, the way she raises her children, or even the way she does her makeup, someone always has something negative to say. It's a lifelong sentence of scrutiny, and Kate is the only one who truly knows the pressure of carrying that burden. She's the girl who married a prince, but she's also the woman who survived the crown. Looking back at every detail we've covered, from the scandalous messy bun to the heartbreaking cancer announcement, one thing is certain: Kate Middleton is not the proper puppet the media once made her out to be. She is a woman of immense strength who has had to navigate a world that was designed to break her. Every time she repeats an outfit or gives her husband a playful tap on the behind, she is claiming a small piece of her humanity back. She is showing the world that she won't be defined by the arrogance Morrissey complained about, nor will she be intimidated by the mean girl remarks of TV hosts. She is the Princess of Wales, the future queen, and most importantly, Catherine, a woman who has found her voice in a world that tried to keep her silent. The journey isn't over, and as she continues her path toward the throne, the world will be watching every single step, waiting for the next shocking detail in the life of the royal who changed everything. But while the world waits for the next headline, Kate is quietly preparing for her ultimate role, proving that she isn't just surviving the crown, she is ready to redefine it. The Ambitious Queen. Kate Middleton's secret plan for a modern monarchy. Whether people love or hate Kate Middleton, one thing is absolutely undeniable: she is going to make a great queen. We've watched her evolve from a quiet girl in college to a global icon, but the year 2025 has truly seen her and Prince William step into a whole new level of power. They haven't just been attending events, they've been the face of British diplomacy, helping to host 3 massive state banquets in a single year, welcoming the French, the Americans, and the Germans with a level of sophistication we haven't seen since the late 80s. And while the news about King Charles reducing his cancer treatments in 2026 is a huge relief, it doesn't change the fact that every single day brings William and Kate one step closer to the throne. It's the role of a lifetime, but as royal experts like Katie Nicholl point out, it comes with a challenge that would keep anyone up at night. They aren't just taking over a job, they are trying to raise 3 children while setting the entire tone for the future of the monarchy. They have to make sure that the story doesn't just end with King William V, but that it builds a bridge for King George and the generations to follow. It's a massive weight to bear, but those who know them best say the answer to whether Kate is ready is a categorical yes. This readiness didn't come easily. Kate has had to navigate some of the most incredibly difficult and deeply private moments under the harshest public spotlight imaginable. She has faced every trial with a level of grace and courage that has turned her into a role model, whether she intended to be one or not. She feels the pressure to get it right because she knows the stakes are higher than they've ever been. And you can't talk about her journey without talking about how her 2024 cancer diagnosis changed her at her very core. Now that she's been in remission for more than a year, insiders say she's emerged as a different person, stronger, wiser, and more focused. It's the kind of experience that stops you in your tracks and forces you to reevaluate everything. While you would never wish that kind of pain on anyone, it has forged a bond between her and William that is visible to everyone who sees them. The public can spot a genuine, strong marriage from a mile away, and right now, their partnership is the monarchy's greatest asset. They aren't just two people playing a part. They are a team that fits perfectly together, providing a sense of stability when the world feels like it's constantly shifting. When you look back at where she started, the transformation is nothing short of extraordinary. Longtime royal photographer Arthur Edwards remembers the day of their official engagement in 2010. He recalls Kate being so incredibly nervous that her hand was literally shaking. William actually had to hold her hand steady just so the photographers could get a clear shot of that iconic sapphire ring. Fast forward 2 decades, and that nervous girl is gone. She has undergone a total metamorphosis from a commoner into a flawless royal who hasn't put a foot wrong in years. She looks more at ease now than she ever has, even as the shadow of the crown grows larger. But don't mistake her confidence for a lack of drive. As queen, Kate is expected to be ambitious, working side by side with William to bring lasting change to the institution they represent. They want King Charles to lead for many years to come, but if fate calls them sooner than expected, there is no doubt that they are equipped and ready for the roles ahead. She has proven herself as a duchess. She has mastered her role as the Princess of Wales, and when the time comes, she will be the perfect Queen Catherine. She's more than just a member of the family. She's the star that is key to the entire future of the monarchy. If she keeps going exactly the way she is, the crown isn't just in safe hands. It's in hands that have been tested by fire and come out stronger than ever. And do you think Princess Catherine will make an excellent queen? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Also, click the next video shown on your screen. You will enjoy it.